What's going on, YouTube? Mr. Wheels here once again, bringing you another episode of Sports Talk. This is a preview video for the 2014 NHL Playoffs Western Conference Final between the Chicago Blackhawks and Los Angeles Kings. It's a rematch of last year's West Final. And before I get into what I want to speak about, I'd ask you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'd ask you to please follow me on Twitter at Sledgehead86 and like my Facebook page, Mr. Wheels86. I could really use the support. I'd really appreciate it. And don't be afraid to leave me a comment below and tell me who you think is going to be the victor of the Western Final and go on to play for the Stanley Cup. Now, I have a lot I want to talk about, so I'd ask that you please stick with me for as long as you can. I'm going to start with the goaltenders. I like Jonathan Quick quite a bit more than Corey Crawford, and here's why. I think Quick is probably next to maybe Carey Price, probably the best goaltender in the league. That being said, that is when he's calm and doesn't overcommit and isn't too aggressive. And we've seen so far in these playoffs that Quick gets in trouble when he does overcommit, and when he is too aggressive, the puck winds up in his net. And to talk about Corey Crawford, up until this playoff run, I found him kind of to be a bit clumsy and not very agile or athletic. He just kind of lets the puck hit him. He's not the same type of goaltender as Jonathan Quick, and he's not as exciting to watch. Basically, is kind of why I like Quick better. But the thing about Crawford compared to Quick is he never seems to get too rattled, and he has a brilliant defense in front of him. Chicago's got probably arguably the best defense in the NHL, but LA counters that with when they're healthy, which right now LA's defense isn't completely healthy. However, when they're healthy, LA's got probably one of the best top 4 defenses in the NHL. But I like, when you look at Chicago, Keith and Seabrook and Chalmerson and Oduya, and Nick Leddy, and I can't remember who his defense partner is right now. But anyway, Chicago, compared to anybody that's left in the Stanley Cup final or Stanley Cup playoffs, probably has the best defense. Where I think LA has the edge overall, though, is when you look at their forwards, on both teams, their top 2 lines, for LA, it's going to be guys like Kopitar and Gaborik now, with Dustin Brown. And then their second line will probably be Jeff Carter and Mike Richards, possibly with Justin Williams. And then for Chicago, it'll probably be Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane. And I don't know whether they're going to put Patrick Sharp on that line. But if it's just on the first line, if it's just Kane and Toews, then you can put Marian Hossa and Patrick Sharp on the second line. What I'm trying to say is both teams, their top 2 lines match up very well. However, I think LA has quite a bit of depth this year, and I think they have more than a slight edge over Chicago's depth on this year's team. Especially if you look at what LA did in Game 7 versus Anaheim, where 5 guys each got a goal and an assist. That's huge, and that's what LA needs to do to be successful against Chicago. They got beat out in 6 games last year. Their depth is going to need to step up. Guys like Tyler Toffoli, Tanner Pearson, Mike Richards, Jeff Carter, all these guys that have scored a goal here and there throughout the playoffs so far, they're going to need to step up and have a huge playoffs if they want to be successful. Because, you know, against LA, Chicago, Taves and Kane are going to be on fire. Patrick Sharp is probably going to renew his rivalry with Justin Williams. Those two guys, if you watched last year's series, they don't like each other very much. So it's going to be a very tight, very physical series, let's hope, because that's the best kind of hockey to watch. As for my prediction, I'm taking LA. I'm going to say LA is going to finally get their act together and play a complete series from start to finish. And this is going to be, they're going to do what Chicago did to them last year and bounce Chicago in 6 games. Chicago, on the other hand, I think they're really going to miss this year in this series the likes of Michael Frolik and Dave Bolin. Those guys gave them the depth last year. You know, that unaccounted for depth, and you know they've still got some guys that can help them out, like Andrew Shaw and Brian Bickle. But you know those guys, they're going to have to step up and really make their presence felt early on if Chicago's going to have a chance. Because again, if LA has their act together, if they've learned their lesson through the first 2 rounds, I think they've got a very good chance of beating Chicago, because they're going to want revenge because of what happened last year. Once again, guys, I'd ask you to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I hope you like what I had to say. Tell me what you think. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I hope you don't attack my opinions too much. I want to know what yours are. Stay tuned for a preview of the Eastern Conference Final coming up right now.